Hello, welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I am your host, Brian Call, and I'm joined by my brother, the Gritty Broman.
What's up, guys?
How are you, Brent?
I'm well, thank you.
That's good to hear. Your beard is looking very, very manly today.
The word is luscious.
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 Well, folks, today's podcast just so happens to be about beards.
And more beards.
And more beards.
And more beards.
It's a cool podcast. I think if you're out there trying to grow your own beard or you've considered doing the beard thing, this will be a very, very fun podcast for you.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast is with Jeff Baird. How would you describe Jeff if you were just to look at him walking into, I don't know, a restaurant or a bar or something?
Well, I want to use the words, he's a manly man.
Uh-huh.
But those still fall short. What's the next level between a manly man's manly man?
Yeah. So he, his daughter, Montana Baird, owns a company called Baird's Beard Oil. And we ran into them. They came to the workout we did in the gym at the Western Hunt Expo that I did with Chris Spieler, and did the little CrossFit workout kind of thing.
It was him and his wife?
Yeah, grunt workout. And they're both badasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't help but notice the beard since it hangs down to
his knees.
I don't think it's that long, but
bro, it's at least to his belt line. At least to his belt line.
It is long.
And not only that, he has what is very covetous. Your beard is dependent upon your genes.
Yes.
You will see people who have the patch, or they've got like the finger length, or the 3-finger length, or some people can only grow like an Amish strap,
like under the neck.
Yeah, the neck beard. Like some people, like it's based upon your genes.
No lip hair at all, like nothing.
Yeah, but he grows the most amazing mustache, and it's a different color.
Didn't notice, Brent.
How did you not? It was two-tone.
I think Brent has a man crush here.
Well, I can just appreciate, because I've been trying to grow this beard out, and I came to a certain point where my hair stopped growing.
Yeah.
Because, well, part of it is I sleep on my face, and so my beard is constantly mashed into a pillow at night, and so it breaks apart real easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens with most folks, is that your beard comes to a certain point where it won't grow anymore. Like, that's the length that it's at. And your hair has to be strong and healthy for it to continue to grow. And I've just had to learn some things over the last couple months.
Well, it's interesting because we also, on this podcast, before we get into talking to Jeff, which we did this podcast with Jeff Baird, Baird's Beard Oil, at the Western Hunt Expo, right there in the booth where they were slinging oil and beard products. Brent's wearing a Make America Bearded Again shirt, which he got from Jeff. So,
pretty sweet. I like it.
It's just a fun podcast. Jeff's a major hunter as well, and he's a taxidermist. He's got some monster coos deer and some monster mule deer. So he's
strip taxidermy.
Yeah, Strip Taxidermy is the name of his taxidermy business. And he braids his beard to get it out of the way. So when he's like lifting barbells and doing workouts and stuff,
or working in the shop,
he's not getting that beard caught on things.
It's really, or when he's hunting or shooting a bow.
Yeah, it's really tucked away, and then it comes out. But he's an interesting guy, and I think his daughter being entrepreneurial and starting this Baird's Beard Oil business I think it's cool that his daughter is doing that, and I would love to just see them blow up their business, because we first heard about this from Ryan Mickler, who does the Art of Man podcast. He's been on here a couple times. And Ryan has a pretty unique beard also. I mean, you can't help but when you see him, you're like, whoa. Like, the beard is just...
It looks like he picked up a ginger alley cat and strung it up on his face. It's a strong ginger beard.
Yeah, it's a serious beard. And we actually have him talk about... we do have an excerpt from a podcast we did with him that we're slipping into the front of this, where you can hear about his experience. And he's like, don't send me beard oil. Like, I got some. And he happens to use Baird's Beard Oil. So Brent and I have been using it since the Hunt Expo. So what has it been, a month maybe?
Yeah, just a little over a month.
And so we have personal experience with it. And for those that have been paying attention, my beard is coming in quite nicely.
Yes, quite.
I was inspired by Jeff for sure. You know, I got the beard oil. I was like, okay, it's time to, try something besides the goatee and see if I like it. I don't know that I could ever go full send like Jeff because it seems a little bit impractical. You're kind of full send. The beard
I've decided I'm going to go like full Willie Roberts. Like my wife has not only like sanctioned this course of action.
She loves it.
She loves it. She's pushing for it all the time. And secretly, it's because when we spoon at night, she grabs my beard and covers her face with it.
That's a little too much information.
It's not too much. She just like wants, you know how women are like lizards and they just want to suck all the warmth out of you at night. They tuck the cold feet up against you.
Yeah, what is Jeff Foxworth? He's like, they can be totally normal temperature, and they crawl under the covers, and all of a sudden, what's the deal? They turn into a frozen butterball turkey.
Yes, dude, 100% with my wife. But anyway, so I'm gonna go full Willie Roberts with this thing. I'm probably never gonna cut my beard again. Sorry, Mom.
Her mom's not a big fan of it.
Oh, did you see what she commented? She went like hashtag goatees are better than beards or something like that.
I think she was the only one that felt that way. I posted some pictures yesterday on my Instagram of one of my first bull elk, but my first branch antler bull elk I ever got archery.
When you look like a baby.
And a lot of people commented. One guy said, dude, never shave your beard. So I definitely had a baby face.
I do. If I shave this, I look like I'm 18.
Yeah, I'm too old to have the baby face now, I think.
It's a looking young and bald is not a good
I
combo.
gotta admit, like I've said this, like with my daughters, I'm kind of rubbing it in. I'm like, okay, I can brush hair too. Like, check it. And it does feel good to have this much hair. I don't know what it is psychologically, but it's not on my head. And then all of a sudden now I have like this, it's like Samson. There's a little power in having some hair.
There's some
manliness.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
It'll throw some swagger in your stride, 100%.
Thank you, Brent.
And women love that.
Thank you.
A little bit of confidence goes a long way. Also, we should probably mention along with this podcast that Baird has given us a code for our listeners.
Yes. We're not getting any kind of kickback here. We just want to see Jeff Baird's beard oil, or I should say Montana Baird's, his daughter, just blow up. So
I planned on buying some beard oil, and so I reached out to see if there was a coupon code available.
Right. So we have a coupon code, and it's Baird's15. And if you go to www.bairdsbeardoil.com, you can see what's there and use the code Baird's15, BAIRDS15. And the webpage is cool. Bairdsbeardoil.com. Here's a little short bio about Montana Baird. Montana Baird. When my father started to grow his beard, he didn't like the products he was trying, so I started making oils and butters for him. He really liked them, so we thought we would start selling them, and here we are. I have always wanted to own a business that used real and good ingredients that also cared about the customers. I'm so grateful for everyone that supports us. Down below, you can see like a ticking number of achievements. Should we call them achievements?
They are a running number of this
running
total of this year's.
So
there's certain categories,
manliness things,
and they're keeping track of them.
Yeah, like there's 125 number of trees chopped this year.
That's 125 more trees than I've chopped this year.
312. That's the number of times sleeping on rich, earthy soils, and that can't be per year. That's just got to be a running total. Well, I don't know.
You don't know.
Says
maybe he's got some
24,000 hours of experience mixing oils.
Wow, that's got to be a running total.
And then daily compliments. There's 120 daily compliments, and 16 steaks eaten per month. More than 16.
That's a steak every other day.
There's some metrics we all should consider keeping track of. It's funny. There's a spot on here where you scroll down and it says, grooming your beard, blah, blah, blah. Why Baird's beard oil, ingredients, stuff like that. And then it says directions. And then it says, you don't need directions. You're a man.
So should we cut over to Ryan's part before we get over to the rest of the podcast?
Yeah, let's get Ryan in here, and you can hear what Ryan says. All right, I'm here with Ryan Mickler, and we have a question for you, Mr. Order of Man.
Well, you set it up like I should know the answer.
Of course you're going to know the answer.
Of course I am.
He came out a little accusatory right there.
He did.
Right
That's what
now.
I was thinking.
We got my brother Brent behind the computer there. Ryan, your beard is impressive.
Agreed.
It's quite manly.
Humble too.
True.
True. Brent has quite the beard
man.
as well.
He does.
Working on it.
We have listeners who are curious about the beard.
Yeah.
Before we get into how you develop that and what you do to care for it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really take a whole lot of effort on my part.
Beard oil or whatever.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
Before that, though, the question is, what was life like before the beard versus after the beard?
It was a dark time in my life before the beard. Actually, it was. And it wasn't because of the beard. It was, I was 50 pounds heavier than I was really unsure of myself. I'm not suggesting that the beard is going to fix all that.
Right.
Okay? That's not what I'm saying. I was just ready for like a change in my entire life. So from my mindset to my body and then the physical manifestation of that as well. So that's where the beard came from. But yeah, I like the beard because I'm trying to think, because people ask me this all the time. Why do you like it? I don't know. It sparks conversation. It's interesting. I like the way it looks. Just makes me feel more manly. It is massive. Yeah.
As you're talking, I'm at a side angle, and I can see you talking, and it's whipping.
It's like
as
flowing
you
and
yeah,
waving
totally.
through the breeze.
How does
Fabioing
your wife feel about the beard?
She likes it now. We don't kiss as often as we used to.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does she kiss through? Because I can't really see your lips.
I can part this at times, when needed. But
Gotcha.
But you also have a strong mustachio part to your beard.
yeah, I don't. A lot of guys trim the mustache, but I'm like, no, just go. So I went to a conference and I saw this guy with a beard, and it was probably maybe half the length of mine. I'm like, dude, that guy has a cool beard. And I just talked to him about it. And he's like, you should grow a beard. You should do a yeard. I'm like, what's a yeard? It's like where you grow a beard and you don't shave or trim it for a year. Okay, I'll try that. And I did, and that was 4 years ago.
Whoa.
And I haven't looked back since. Now I've trimmed it since.
Yeah.
But I made it a full year without trimming.
Dang, son.
Yeah.
That's some
But
serious.
I like the beard, and people like the beard. It makes me different.
What about when you're doing jujitsu? Does the beard
It hurts.
Oh,
It's so painful.
sleeping. Get you while you're sleeping. You
Sleeping's
don't think
not too
about
bad,
it.
but
My wife will roll over and she'll fall asleep on my shoulder, but I'll have a little bit of beard
Oh,
hair
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And then I'll try to roll my head and
it's stuck.
It's
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah, jujitsu's not fun with a beard. It's just a sacrifice. I lose probably 10% of the volume of my beard after every session. But it's funny because people don't know how to quite grab me. Like if they wanted to get my neck or something, they may have a hard time with that because they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, dude, if you had a beard,
you
I'd
can't tell where their
I'd go
chin
all
is.
in. It's true.
They don't know. It's in there
True.
somewhere.
So this is like a rear
shield?
naked choke guard for me.
A little bit of breathing room.
That's
All right.
right. Yeah,
Next question.
Okay.
How do you take care of it?
So I use beard oil, and I've got a comb. In fact, today I think I've got my backup comb because I couldn't find my other comb. You can see teeth are missing from my backup comb.
Oh, whoa.
But I carry a comb with me everywhere I go. Beard oil every day. Comb it, throughout the day, and that's it. That's all I do. Trim.
I'm intrigued.
Trim every 6 weeks, 4 to 6
I can
weeks,
tell you
maybe.
this. I don't like maintenance in terms of, and I don't like inconvenience of any
It's
kind.
not. I will say, if you're gonna grow a beard, you got to take care of it.
Yeah.
You got to take.
I
care
like
of it.
a little. I like I'm kind of
'Cause
growing
you
out
can
the
grow a
side
good
right
beard.
now.
You can grow a good
I got
beard.
the some of it going,
Right.
but I decided to fill in the gaps. I've been running a goatee for a while,
Yeah.
and the wife she's anti full beard.
She is?
She likes the goatee and always
Interesting.
has,
Yeah,
but
'cause you've had
she's
that, yeah.
she's always liked that, but she likes a smooth cheek,
Yeah.
which is really interesting to me because
Some women do and others don't. Like,
she's gonna win at the end of the day.
they always do, man.
I mean, honestly,
They
like,
always do.
You talk about you don't kiss as much. I mean, I really enjoy that part. So, and I notice we don't as much either when I don't trim it a little bit.
It's not for the faint of heart. We'll
Yeah.
say that. A lot of guys think it's like, oh, you just grow a beard and then that's it. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. It just wouldn't go well.
I like it. So I'm trying to balance because people who know me best know I'm fairly lazy when it comes to the whole grooming thing. In fact, that's why I will not do a smooth shaven face and never have like.
That's too much work.
That is work, dude.
Yeah. People tell me all the time, they say, "Oh, beards are just a fad." I'm like, men have been growing beards significantly longer than they've been shaving them.
Right.
So if anything's the fad, shaving's the fad.
Right. Yep. I like a little bit of I'm just dealing with how to grow it out. But you just use a little beard oil, and
Just
is there
okay? And I have beard oil for days. People send me stuff.
Yep. I know, like
do people send you?
Mountain Ops came out with a beard oil.
They came out
like
with a beard oil.
I
get
did?
you some, dude. I don't know if it's like the best beard oil, but the scent they chose, it's
Okay, I wanna
smoke.
try it.
It's like liquid smoke. Have you seen liquid smoke for like barbecuing and stuff?
Yeah, that's
It's
what
like
it is.
a-
Okay, I
it's
want
like
to try it.
Christmas meets liquid smoke,
Okay,
and you walk around and you're like, I could
Christmas
eat
meets
this.
liquid
Christmas
smoke.
meets liquid smoke.
I like that. I want to try that. Yeah, I'll try it. But I mean, I've got to the point now where people reach out, "Hey, can you send you my?" No, just I really appreciate what you're doing. You're trying to hustle. You're trying to get your product out there, but I will never get to it at the rate that I have for beard oil at this point. Yeah, just a little dime size every morning. When it's wet, rub it in there.
No shampoo, conditioner. What's up with that?
Yeah,
stuff?
I have like a beard wash. Because not apparently, this is the case. The hairs in your beard are different than the hairs on your head.
They're very
I mean, it's a
different.
lot coarser. The pores are not as they're more sporadic on your face than they are in your head. So you treat the skin and the beard or the hairs a little different.
You get split ends way more commonly on your
because
beard.
it dries out.
It dries
Just 'cause it's
out.
so thick and everything. Yeah.
Shout out to my barber, Lisa, House of Sins. She
that sounds like a brothel to me.
I want to go get my beard cut there.
It's SYN. It's for syndicate.
Yeah.
Yes, but they're in Utah, so they want to be just a little naughty. But she said you don't ever wash it. Never wash it. You can put conditioner in it 2, maybe 3 times a week, but you don't have to actually put shampoo in your beard.
I don't wash anyway.
Yeah, you're good.
I quit a long time ago.
Got that box checked.
If anything, I use a little bit of coconut oil with some sugar in it.
Which, by the way, I went home, made a sugar scrub. Yeah, that was a quote-unquote game changer.
For the beard or for just your skin?
For everything, dude.
Yeah, armpits.
Felt great afterwards.
The cracks.
Really?
All of it.
All the places.
Yes. Yeah. Soap sucks, really, in general.
Yeah.
So I quit using that a long time ago. Don't use deodorant either. Sometimes I'll get a little spunk.
My wife uses some sort of like natural thing. Like she buys it and she makes it herself. And she swears by it.
Yeah, a lot of that is coconut based.
Yeah,
coconut oil
based.
based.
It seems like that's what she's using. So there it is.
There it is, folks. Thank you, Ryan, for answering that question.
No problem.
And folks, tune into the Order of Man podcast whenever you get a chance. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Right on.
Stay gritty.
So that's pretty cool. Ryan Mickler, stud. If you haven't heard of his podcast, check it out. It's the Order of Man podcast. It's always good stuff. Kind of the counter toxic masculinity movement. Like, we all are manly men around here, and we want to keep it that way. And it's okay to be a man. Before we jump into the whole podcast with Jeff, let's make a couple announcements. We have the Hoyt Bow giveaway going on. Sign up for our newsletter at briancall.com, and we're going to pick someone who is signed up for the newsletter on April 1st when we send out our first newsletter. So do that. We still have a coupon code till the end of the month with Stockisons, our buddy Tanner Howard, making these sweet little sneaky boots, sneaky leather shoes. Use the code GRITTY and at Lone Peak Leather Company, lonepeakleatherco.com.
Yep.
And you'll get a discount on that. And then Grunt Work. Chris Spieler has a killer program that he set up called Grunt Work. Go to gruntworkout.com, enter the code grunt or GRNT work, and you'll get 1 month free. And see if you like it. It's cool. We've talked about it before. You need to do it. And then, Brent, I have one thing I want to talk about before we get into the podcast. One more thing. And that is a little bit of a pet peeve. I just want to rant for just a second, lightly.
Okay. Lay it on me.
So here's the deal. My daughters, I got 3 daughters. Okay. And they're powerful little humans. They have attitude, and they're awesome. They're awesome women. And their mother has a Jeep Rubicon, which I've lamented about before.
Sweet cherry red Rubicon.
Firecracker.
Oh,
red.
sorry, Firecracker.
And I wish it was mine, but it's not. And I wish it wasn't red, but that's her choice. Anyway, the Rubicon comes with a snorkel under the hood.
Yep.
So you can
Rubicon comes ready to rock.
Ready to rock. And so you can drive it through a river, and the doors seal. So when you shut the doors, there's a seal so water doesn't come flooding into the into the inside of the cab as you're crossing a river. And as long as water doesn't come up above the snorkel, which is just under the highest point of the hood, you shouldn't have any water ever come in. You should drive through just fine. So that's how it works. So you can drive through a couple feet of water or more, 3 feet of water easily and get out to the other side. But when you close the doors, you got to slam them pretty good.
Yeah, that rubber seal's thick. And
you have to give it some force because it's built to.
And not only that, those doors are meant to come off.
Yeah,
and they're heavy doors, and they're hanging on these hinges.
I don't know they're heavy, but you gotta
they're solid.
You gotta slam that door to get the seal to click closed. Well, I drive a Dodge Ram pickup, 2500. It's kind of like a luxury truck, compared to the Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
It's quiet in the cab, not a lot of noise. My daughters get into my truck, and it has doors that close like a well-oiled, like a luxury sedan. And my daughters get out of that truck, and they wind up on the door, and they just put their full body force into it, and just wham every time they get out of the truck. They each get out their own door, and then 3 doors just slam. I'm still in the truck because I'm dropping them off for dance or gymnastics or something, and my eardrums just rock, and
the percussion just,
and I feel like the windows are all just going to shatter.
It's a matter of time.
I'm like, and the last few days, I'm like, they cannot help themselves. They can't. It's like it's like they want to just feel the satisfaction of slamming that door as hard as they can. Like there's something. I'm like, just gently, just push the door. It just clicks. It just closes. And they literally, the truck rocks, dude. It rocks left and right. It's annoying. It bugs it is. I am about to kill a kid.
I don't see Hannah and Abigail having that kind of strength. I see Caitlin. I see Caitlin doing that.
Caitlin is the worst, without a doubt. Caitlin is the worst.
I went and worked out in the gym last night, and there were some boys there in high school boys, and they were in there and they were squatting, and then Caitlin went over, and she's on the opposite side, and I'm in the middle. And she put on an extra set of plates compared to what they were doing.
She's a beast.
My
daughter is.
She has man strength.
Yep.
That is not the strength of a woman. That is the strength of a man.
She's got her squatting genes from my side of the family, for sure, our side of the family.
But I could see her winding up. But the good news in this, Brian, is that it sounds like your daughters all have a future in baseball. I think that they need to ditch dance and become pitchers. Yeah,
Hannah's pretty bad too. But they literally, like Caitlin, she'll wind up and just put her whole body into it, and it's like I think she enjoys just feeling the door just slam, and I'm about to kill her. The other day I made her open the door and shut it again. Whoa, before you leave, come back here and try that again. And from now on, I'm going to make her close it twice. If she slams it the first time, the second time she's doing it responsibly.
I did that when I was younger. I had a car, same deal, heavy doors. You had to slam to get it shut. And I got a ride from one of our brother-in-laws and one of our sisters. I won't name names. But we got out of the car, and I slammed the door, and he's like, whoa, I want you to open that door, and I want you to shut it 10 times. And I want you to do it so you can remember, you don't have to slam the door. It just shuts all on its own. And in looking back, at the time, I was like, effing dick, are you serious? And he made me do it. But looking back, it was a good move.
Yeah, I think I don't know what it does to the car, but it can't be good for it. So, anyway.
Well, eventually one of those windows are going to give out.
Hope you enjoy this podcast with Jeff. Like I said, blow them up with business. That would be awesome. Use the code BAIRDS15. Use that code at BAIRDSBeardOil.com, and that is BAIRDS beardoil.com.
Yep. Try the gun barrel musk and the cat's meow if you're going out on a date.
I like the pine, man. I use it every day.
I like the pine too.
My wife doesn't. She's picky. So I like the gun one myself, but yeah, she likes the pine, man.
There's another flavor, or not flavor, a scent. Well, it's called Fireball, so it's also a flavor. So I'm gonna give that one a try as well.
I just want to close with one more thing. The Mountain Ops Gritty Film Tour is underway. We're about to launch our landing page for that. Get ready to look for that. We're going to bring a film night to your state where we show some epic films, some cool films, get you pumped for the hunting season, and win a ton of free stuff. Get in on the raffles we're going to do and some giveaways. And we're going to announce the states and the dates and just get on there and buy your tickets. And it'll be a fun night. And I'm really excited about that, actually. It's going to be a fun spring-summer thing to do. And I've always wanted to do this. I love making films and telling the stories and getting people excited. And, man, to do it in a theater in this way, it's going to be fun. So look forward to that.
We also got a couple more tweaks, but you'll be able to buy some gritty gear here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're about to put it.
The website needs one or two more tweaks, and it's out, folks.
It's up and almost running. So, yeah.
Look forward to it. We got shirts and hats.
Yeah, we got a couple shirts, couple hats, and then we're going to come up with some cool, like Make America Bearded Again. We're going to make some cool stuff.
We got some cool shirts coming down the line, too.
Yep. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Check out Barrett's Beard Oil. Hope you enjoy it. And as always, stay gritty. Welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Call. Gritty Broman is behind the camera. We're at the Western Hunt Expo, and I'm here with Jeff Baird. And I met Jeff, what was it, yesterday?
Yep, yesterday.
Seems so long ago.
Uh-huh.
This show's
Seriously.
busy, dude.
It's
Isn't
been
it?
10,000 years in Expo years.
Oh, seriously.
So I met Jeff yesterday. You came to the workout with Chris Spieler and I.
Yep.
And you threw down
Yep.
with Trish.
Yep, my beautiful bride.
And she kicks butt, by the way.
Oh, my hell.
Yeah.
You know, you always marry one of them women
You
that are going
kinda-
to motivate you to kick some ass.
I think you married up a little bit.
Yeah. I've heard this before.
Yeah. How long you guys been together?
You know, we've been married 24 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we got high school sweethearts, got married at 18, and 4 beautiful children, and she's still rocking my world.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So for folks that can't see, Jeff has the beard game going strong here.
Yep.
It's down past the
How long till you think you'll hit your knees?
man parts here.
It's
It's just about
yeah. If we straighten her out, she probably is with the head down.
So the beard,
Uh-huh.
how long did it take to grow this that you got going here?
Just because you guys don't, a lot of your guys don't know me. A lot of people don't know me. I'm a taxidermist, this and that, but I'm about 5 years, a little over 5 years into this beard. And what happened is my best friend in the whole wide world was my son. And he's the biggest stud in the world. He'd come out in the taxidermy shop every day, every weekend, coming, what are we doing this weekend? We going shed hunting, we going hunting, we going quail hunting. What are we doing? He didn't even want to hang out with his friends. He was my buddy. So this dude decides to go on a mission. And I'm so pumped because I want him to do something I've never done or grow or go be a servant to somebody, you know. And so we pulled them to see, and I turned to him and I go, hey, I'm not going to shave till you get home. And he goes, you better not. And we joke around all the time. Like, he knows my comedy, and he knows who I am. And we're kind of joking around, and I get home. See, my bride taking care of me. I get home, I shave all the way off, which is horrible. It is hideous. I mean, I look arrest reports, this guy's done something bad type look. And, it starts growing, then it starts spreading. And so over the next 2 years, it was kind of that gimmick. And then my daughter, she high school cheerleader, wasn't making much money, needed money.
Yep.
Started doing beard oil for me and started doing really well with it. She's got a little bit of a model for a dad, and my boy got home from his mission, and man, I just can't cut it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the beard oil thing is how old then?
Probably 3-4 years old now.
Okay.
She's been doing it.
And
4 years. Yep.
4 years, and I see you got the T-shirts here that say "Make America Bearded Again."
You know what? What's wrong with
That
being
is
a man?
genius.
Yeah.
I just did a podcast with my buddy Ryan Mickler.
Yep.
Order of Man.
Yep.
He's got quite the beard.
Yep.
And we did it was ironic. Our podcast was on toxic masculinity and
Yep.
the Gillette commercial,
Sure.
which I despised.
Sure.
And
It's
There's
disgusting.
two things Ryan hates: razors and toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Yeah.
so I love this.
Yeah.
I love the whole thing.
You know, we're not afraid to be who we are. In this society nowadays, it's so scary. I mean, it's frightening to see that good is bad and bad is evil, or opposite
Yeah.
of what I just said. It's just scary. It's mind-blowing and it's worrisome. And so when you see people proud to be American, proud to be a man, proud to be a beautiful woman, proud to be a mother, all that stuff, it's just inspiring and it's great and it gives me hope.
Yeah.
So I loved it. My daughter went along with the shirt. We actually do another shirt with the Hobart flag and the American flag and "Don't tread on me" type stuff. You know, it's like, or the Gadswell flag.
I agree.
It's just,
there's traditional values in that, and I think it's just a shame what mainstream's trying to do to masculinity.
for sure.
Don't redefine it.
It's crazy.
Masculinity is all those positive traits.
Sure.
So I love it. What exactly makes a good beard oil? Let's shift gears and go
Yeah,
into that.
I'm very interested in this.
Okay. So, there's a million beard oil companies. It's not even, I mean, everybody's throwing them out there. I was using one with just pure avocado oil. Avocado oil is great. It's a great carrier oil, right? We're just treating our skin. We're trying to make it healthy to grow a good beard.
Mhm.
A lot of the things that I'm seeing is beard washes and beard shampoos and stuff, which we all know that the more soap you put into your body or against your skin, the more damaging it is.
I quit using soap. It's a topic on the podcast. I quit
Yeah.
using soap a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
No shampoo, no soap.
Yeah.
At one point I decided to experiment with that
Mhm.
and went down that road. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really smell bad,
No.
and I feel cleaner. And I used to have all these rashes and things coming out. And it's like,
Sure.
what the hell?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I ditched it all,
Yep.
and my skin's great.
Yeah.
My skin's great, but the beard thing has been a little bit of it's so brittle.
Yep. So, obviously, I wish I could lie. It's like mule deer. We got to go with genetics. Okay.
Yeah,
People are born with fine hair. People
Yeah.
are born with coarse hair. People are born with
gray hair.
what you're born with. Yeah, gray hair. I got vitiligo. I got skin disease right there underneath my chin. I got
Yeah.
big white patches. But the reality is we're all given what we got and we make it the best we can, right?
Mhm.
That's what we're given. That's what we work with. We can't sell you a pill to fill in holes in your beard. We're not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
There's no supplement on the market that really does that. But what we can do is give you something that makes your beard smell great. We got
Hey,
cats meow.
That helps a lot.
Oh my gosh, the ladies love it. The men like it. I got gum barrel musk, a little more musky man smell. I'm a big cover scent hunter guy because
Yeah.
we stink.
Yeah,
And when that elk smells me, I'm going to smell like a pine tree for that quarter second it looks at me, and maybe I release that arrow.
yeah,
But if you're getting out of the shower, good hot shower, you haven't washed your beard, it's just good and clean from the water.
Mhm.
You can condition it, things like that, whatever you want to do. But then you put a good beard oil while your skin's hot, your pores are open, your hair follicles are good. It's not damaged at the bottom. You're giving it strength. You're going to have a softer beard immediately. It's
Gotcha.
insane. Within a week, if you're doing a good carrier oils like avocado oil, coconut oil, there's some other great ones we have in there that I'm just too dumb to remember, but they're in there. And it's just going to strengthen it, help it from that bitter break.
Gotcha.
But I do a lot of power cleans. I do a lot of Olympic lifting.
Yeah,
I break my mustache all the time on the bar. It's just going to happen. So I'm not going to whine that my mustache isn't as perfect as
Yeah.
it is, Things like that. We all do things out there in the wild that that breaks it down.
Yep,
you know?
yep. Yours are made with pretty much natural oils then.
Sure. Yep.
All
100%.
natural oils.
She heats them up to some certain temperature, infuses them all together, adds a scent to it, which, it just kind of helps. We have unscented things like that, but the reality is we all want to smell good.
The proof is in the
Look good.
pudding there.
Yeah.
I mean, check that out.
It ain't doing too bad.
Yeah. I saw you when you were at the gym with us. It was braided.
Always braided.
And what's the reason for that?
It's out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm a taxidermist. My wife braids it. She'll, like, if I go on a Mexico hunt and I'm going to be gone 20 days, 19 days, whatever I'm gone, she'll French braid the sides down, then fishtail the middle down. I ain't got a hair coming out of place. I shove it in my shirt and I can go hunt for as long as I want. And the beard isn't even there as far as I'm concerned. It ain't getting caught in a bowstring or anything like that.
Yeah.
So the braid is the ultimate. When you get to that spot that it braids, it really is out of the way and great.
Is it comfortable?
Super comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know I have a beard. It's always kind of shocking to come back into mirrors and things like that and be like, oh crap, holy
that guy?
dude, that dude looks like a mean sucker.
So the beard, do you primarily braid it then to get it out of the way?
Yeah. I mean, I'm working with epoxy Bondo every day. I'm working with glues, hide paste. I'm working with all sorts of stuff. I can't be gluing my beard. It can't be getting stuck in a vise. It can't be drilled into a mannequin, and I've done all these things. So that's why we get it away.
Gotcha.
Whether you're a welder, I just had a guy with a big, awesome handlebar mustache, and he's got it now to where he can pull it across and tuck it into his shirt while he's welding, so the face mask covers everything that isn't going to get burned.
So tell me, how much maintenance is it? Because I'm looking at my brother, right?
Yep.
He looks kind of Duck Dynasty,
gnarly big beard,
like just everywhere.
Yep.
I want to get it trimmed. I tried to get it trimmed before the show,
but
my barber was like, no, she was booked 2 weeks out.
Yeah, it's big time now.
Do you get it trimmed, or you just kind of roll with it? Is it because I like low maintenance?
Right. So right at first, I got the sides trimmed because I didn't want them flaring out, and then once I realized that I was going to start getting it to the point where I could actually tie it and hide it so that a barbell isn't going to hit it, so things like that aren't in the way. Burpees, imagine me doing burpees with this out. It's going to hurt. So,
or just sleeping.
Yeah,
it gets caught in your shoulders, or someone else falls asleep on it.
I asked Mickler about jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, what do you do? And he's like,
it just
it's the price I pay for beauty.
Oh yeah. I would be scared to really get in a fist fight nowadays.
Yeah.
Somebody get a hold of me right there, and I'm probably going to be tapping, But the maintenance and the reality is a lot of guys, I hear they blow dry it. I hear they sit there in front of the mirror forever. I get out of the shower, I rub a good beard oil in, I brush it out, I braid it down tight, and I throw it in my shirt, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
Right now I'm kind of growing the mustache over my lips, which I usually don't. I keep it trimmed because of kisser buttons.
Yeah.
I love 2 anchor points on a bow. If I got 2 anchor points, I'm solid.
Same.
And so I have to have the mustache gone for that. The sides are fine, but I got to be able to come in there and not worry in the back of my head it's going to rip my front lip open.
Yeah.
I'll trim that. But other than that, it's out of the way once it's braided or tucked in my shirt. And most guys just have what I like to call bad A beards. There's a good beard where it's just a beard.
Yeah.
And it looks good and it's well groomed and they can go in any business meeting and feel comfortable. Then it starts to get a little longer, and that's what I call the bad A beard. That to me, when you get down here about 6'5" inches, I like that look.
Yeah.
You look across the room, you see a guy like that, and you go, wow. And I love the big, tall guys.
That's what I'm trying to go for.
You look at it, you go, Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
I just committed to the beard a couple months ago, really decided, because before it was just laziness.
Sure.
And then my wife was like, I kind of like it. And I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see where this goes.
My
and
wife,
I said, you say trim whenever.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's going to ever pull that trigger ever.
It looks good.
See, my wife is, she's not quite on board yet.
But this is who you are. When I see you, I've seen you for a few years now.
Yeah.
And when I see you, this is who I know.
Yeah.
That's you. You know what I mean? This is me. This is you. We all have our own characteristics or our distincts, and we don't want to fit in to the flat brim, skinny jeans, same shoes.
Absolutely.
And not that that's bad, but we don't want to fit into those cliques because that ain't us.
Yep.
It just ain't us.
I agree. like right now, I like I like what I got going.
Perfect.
I started filling in the sides. I've never done that.
Yep.
And it's low maintenance.
Yep.
It suits me. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's a new thing.
So just as a little side note, you can tell my wife's one of the most beautiful ladies I've ever seen. All my life, I've walked up to a restaurant and I'll have guys going straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Dude, did you see that chick? I'm standing there.
Right.
Right? And I'm a big dude. I'm not a little guy.
Yeah.
I've always worked out, and they don't respect me whatsoever. And what's the hilarious part is, and my wife still teases me about this, is one day I says, I kind of feel like I'm on your level now of like attention.
Right.
You know, like I look over and dudes are looking at me and they nod. They're waiting for that eye contact and they're like, hey, brother.
So we were at the movie last night, and the last guy that won, the guy that won the Hoyt bow, he was on the far left side. I was on the tail end of the far right. He went the wrong way. He was so excited. He came around, probably went across 20 or 30 people. I was the one he turned to and said, sorry. And I was like, there was like 30 other people. Why are you saying sorry to me?
Oh,
Yeah. That's why we got to make America bearded again, because it's masculine.
It is. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a man.
So tell me about this coos deer, man. That's
Isn't that
ridiculous.
Disgusting? Yeah. I'm a coos freak. I worship. Number one for me is mule deer. Number two is coos deer. I go on a coos to two coos deer hunts a year. This one is a yard sell pickup.
No way.
What?
So I had a buddy, he guides down in Mexico. He's waiting to get across the border. You know, he's driving around waiting for his clients to fly into the airport. Sees a yard sale, walks up. This coos deer is in broken skull sitting in a box. Guy wants $25 for it.
Man, it is
disgusting. Yeah. So I had an extra cape. This is a San Carlos cape that I'd killed a 90-inch deer off of. And of course, me being a taxidermist, I don't get to do my own work, my own stuff. So I told him that the ear had actually just been torn off by another deer.
Wow.
So I said, hey, if I use this cape, I won't charge you for a cape and I can get it done.
If you stand back, Brent, and get it in perspective to a mule
the
deer.
other ones? Yeah.
And these are $270 and a $233.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, this is the dream of all dream coos deer, a 130 coos deer.
The thing about that is, so I shot my first coos deer this year.
I seen that.
A
bow.
With a bow. And when I walked up on it and I saw how short those legs, how little it was, I'm like, it's coming up like knee high.
Oh, they're teeny.
And I knew it was small, but I didn't realize how small. I climbed a little tree. I was in the tree and I was trying to gauge how far away it was. I couldn't guess because
it's horrible.
So small.
Yeah.
We watched this buck, big old barrel cactus there, and there's little flowers on top. And it stood up on its back legs and it leaned over and it was like picking flowers off the top of the barrel cactus. So Brinker and I go over there and we're like, we find the cactus. Or we think we find the cactus. And I'm picturing it like shoulder tall.
Yeah.
And it's like hip tall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I had no idea. In perspective, they're not big, man.
No.
But that rack is bigger than a Sitka blacktail.
Oh, easily murders them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I killed a bunch of Sitkas 2 years ago with Justin Schaefer out on Kodiak. And it was so funny because they got these little mule deer bodies and these like
stocky
2-point frames, and they just take lead and they don't want to go down, and they're fun. But for me, these gray ghosts, I've killed 6 or 7 with a bow now over the counter Arizona. I've got a 121 velvet deer.
Dang.
I've got a bunch in the 1 to 105.
120.
Yeah, with the hard-horned in January when they're rutting. And when they're rutting, they kind of remind me of the blacktail because they don't care about anything.
Yeah.
Other than, let's find a doe. I mean, I shot one at 13 yards with a high-powered rifle one day. Drove me nuts, but a 113 coos, and he's looking for does like a bird dog.
Yeah.
Literally putting his nose down in the ground and going.
I got to tell you, man, I've got the whitetail bug in general.
Yeah.
And the coos deer.
Oh.
I got it. It's an annual thing now.
Yep. 100%.
Chasing them with a bow. I saw so many Boone and Crockett bucks this last hunt. People are missing out. It's just not real highly sought after animal outside of the cult that kind of loves them.
Yep.
They're neat though.
Oh man, it's a disease and it's a passion. And like you said, it's like a cult that loves them or nobody does. A lot of my buddies don't get it. They're like, dude, you realize you're hunting like this. you're hunting like a 2-point mule deer.
Yeah, I know.
And for me though, the second I had first glassed one up, I was sold.
I like their behavior. I like whitetail.
Yeah,
they're just aggressive.
Yep.
And
And the cool thing about these coos, we drew a few youth tags at first with my boys.
Yeah.
And, Marvin James, he's passed away, but I called him. I said, Marvin, we're down here on the Mexican border. We've seen 3 coos. We've hiked every ridge in this mountain. And he goes, okay, stop hiking, sit down, and don't leave that ridge. We'd walk down one ridge every day, never seen a deer there. We sat there and glassed all day. We've seen 6 deer on that ridge.
Yeah.
But they get up at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
They get up at 10 o'clock in the morning.
After hunting with Ryan Lampers, it really changed. And I'm pretty good at being patient and glassing.
Yeah.
But watching him find the same buck over and over again over the course of a mile or so, and then just target that same deer, figure it out, and then kill it.
Yep.
Geez, that's next level. I need to start working on that. Part of it was hunting solo, though. I really think going solo gives you just more patience.
And, like I said, I killed 4 or 5 in the hardhorn in the January hunt. It was great because they're out moving. You see them. But the greatest thing about a coos deer, then a lot of these guys will say, Dwayne Adams, you read about all these great guys who have studied coos all their life, 300 to 500 yards movement all year until they rut. So you go out in August and you find a monster coos. That coos is going to be there every day. It's just finding him.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be on his feet very much, and
it
he's going to have that spot.
It was really cool to watch this real old, like heavy horned coos. Mm-hmm. We never did get an arrow off on him, but that deer, he really wanted this doe. He was rutting her, but every time she'd go out in the open, and he would run from tree to bush, and he's just like, okay, I'm staying with her, but I'm not exposing myself. It was wild.
I've always compared them to a bobcat. It's like when you're calling, you got a bobcat coming, they stop behind every bush. Mm-hmm. And you're like, dude, if I was sitting 40 yards to the right, it'd be in the wide open. But how do they know where these bushes are to stand behind to look at me? It was neat.
This thing is ridiculous. I'm all about mass. Yep. I love mass.
That's a Utah public land general over dang near, 2 points to draw it.
Jeez.
And this guy, Wayne Whitwer, who killed it, he's a killer. He found the deer, and within 1 year, that thing's dead, and that's a 9+ year old deer.
What is that thing score? You said once?
It's dead on 233. And last year, it was probably a 250, 255 type buck. But with our southern Utah drought, we kind of took a big hit. But looking at the footage of them last year and everything, it was disgusting.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
I am much more into this buck than this buck.
Yeah.
Even though this one's just
270.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost fake. These strip bucks are just, this is Dino. So he was killed 2 years ago by a mossback hunter. It scored 295. These are the sheds Kobe Millen found. That kid finds more big sheds than anybody. Him and his dad, it's just disgusting. But anyway, a piece of art.
I'm just learning the Utah scene, and on all this kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have I want a few guys on the podcast to share their knowledge on mule deer. And it's hard to find coos deer guys.
Yeah.
So we might need to hook up again and just dive into coos deer.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the name of your taxidermy?
I own Strip Taxidermy.
I
live right on the border of the Arizona Strip.
Okay.
Grew up my whole life going out there looking for sheds, chasing deer. We used to bow hunt that over the counter every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and every year we'd say, man, we really need to take this serious because we're chasing dirty giants, like things that you'd just dream of. You'd see one deer a week, but when you'd see it, it was like, oh my gosh. So much fun. But there's nobody out there. We always said we need to take this serious. Someday this is going to be a draw. And now it's like a once in a lifetime draw.
It is.
And I can't go hunt in my backyard no more. But it's fun.
That's crazy. My uncle has been a guide in Arizona since he was young, and he owns High Point Outfitters.
Sure.
And they switched to the kaibab primarily just because you can get a tag.
Yep.
But also just the number of deer you see.
The kaibab's murdering the strip right now. It's murdering everywhere. The kaibab's booming again.
Yeah.
They're finally not killing the does. They're finally, coming back, and it's good. They had that Lefevre burn and some big burns on there, and the biologist or whoever makes the rules decided to slaughter the does. And it was a huge. We'd go out to kaibab as kids we'd hunt the first couple of weeks on the strip, and last week go to Kaibab and shoot a buck. You know, a world record archery buck was killed right behind Jacobs Lake Lodge. You know, we were all joking about like 260 plus buck, you know, and like we seen giants all over. And within like 5 years, you could go spotlight from Jacobs Lake Lodge to the park just looking for deer at night for fun. Wow. And you'd see hundreds of monster deer. And then within a few years, it was down to like, you didn't see a deer all night. But now it's coming back. The Kaibab's insane.
Well, I'm looking forward to some more talks. Where can people find you, Jeff? Instagram.
Yeah, Baird's Beard Oils is the main area. That, you know, it's mostly, you know, my daughter's company and this and that. I'm Strip Taxidermy if you're interested in mule deer.
Strip Taxidermy?
At Strip Taxidermy.
You have web pages for both of those?
We do.
Okay.
Yep. I don't think I've ever been on the Strip Taxidermy web page. I don't really go on there, so don't do that. But hit me up on Instagram, and I'll respond. If you love big mule deer or big coos deer, I'm all about it.
Awesome.
Other than that, keep your elk, keep your antelope, everything else.
So is it the website for beard oil?
It's bairdsbeardoil.com.
Bairdsbeardoil.com. You got that, Brent?
Yes, sir.
Those that are watching. And it's spelled BAIRDS, beardoil.com, all one word.
Yep.
Awesome, brother.
Appreciate
you coming on the podcast.
No problem.
Folks, check it out and stay gritty.